Kia ora, Leo. This is your reading for the Sagittarius full moon, which is happening as we speak. The sun's just going down here in Tiwai Pounamu in the area of Aotearoa in the south. And so this moon is pretty big, pretty expansive. So I hope this finds you well, and thanks for tuning in. These are general intuitive tarot readings, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't, Leo. So let's just see, let us get some cards coming out for Leo. We've got the World. We'll just get these cards out and then we'll talk about it, Leo. And if you haven't watched the Lightroom forecast before, we do go through and clarify and then pull some other interesting cards towards the end. So bear with. Okay, so that's enough there. All right. We have the World. This indicates that there has been, look, for want of a better word, it seems to keep coming up with these full moon readings in Sagittarius. Lesson. So we learn, we continue to learn, we learn all the way through our lives. That's what life, in my mind, is all about. And so we enter into a new cycle. We have kind of overcome something. I don't mean that that it's a stressful thing or anything. It just means this world, this universe card tells us that we are entering a new cycle, and there are reasons for that. There are, other people involved potentially in that, Leo, and so then we see this Queen of Cups in unison here. The Queen of Cups is pretty amazing because there's a level of impersonality about this watery queen. There's a reflective quality, but she is sort of like a filtration system, is what I often get with the Queen of Cups. And the tidal rhythms flow in and out very easily. Her cup does not runneth dry. She's well and truly seated in that element. And in fact, you look at the element of emotions, often we need to have a degree of impersonality around our emotional selves in order to gain clarity, in order to have some objectivity. And so, yeah, it's interesting. Maybe you're gaining more objectivity of late. You're a fiery, sun-loving creature, Leo. There's a newness here. There's a newness. There's a what I actually get is the sunlight combined with water creating new life. I mean, life forms are created. We get the card of the Eight of Wands, communication. All the eights are about the mind. And the Eight of Wands is a very, you could say it's like immediate, instant, fibre optic. And it comes very fast. Something's happening quite fast. I think you've got a new vitality, a new invigoration, Leo. You've left something behind. Remember, these are really general readings. You've left something behind and you are in this new period. There's a quickening going on here. And we will clarify. And then we have the Strength card. This is about understanding, the differences. It's about overcoming the mind as a tool of self-destruction. In some respects, you are taming that, or you have tamed it. And it is about understanding the difference between aspects of your conscious self, the way that your mind is mapped, the mind map. You've kind of tempered it, you've understood it. You've understood it in the process. So let's just go through, Leo, and we shall clarify with the Morgan Greer. The sun is going down a bit, so excuse the light. I had to split the readings up into 3 lots. So this is the last lot. Can we look at the world? What is the world for Leo at this time, please? Oh, I thought we had. Oh, we do. What is the world for Leo? Yeah, speaking of objectivity, we get the card. Another 8, the 8 of Cups. Emotional detachment, objectivity, whatever word, you want to use. This is the ultimate in that we see this figure in red. Walking away from the 8 in order to possibly seek the 2. In the Thoth deck, it's actually a figure that's moving towards a golden horizon line. The 2 of Cups has that horizon line as its backdrop. So, it's like, okay, well, at this point, I decide to go in this direction. So there's a choice that's been made here. But it fits in so well with having the Queen of Cups here. You've got a new standpoint to come from within your emotional body. And I think it's serving you really well, Leo. We also had the 2 of Discs coming out. And this is a decision, whatever, because there has been a decision made here. It's not necessarily all about fostering a more objective or a more detached approach to your emotional self. It is a decision based in this material sense with the 2 of Discs. There's no rush. The best we can do at this point is know that we can keep a balance. This figure 8 here, we're keeping things rolling along, keeping things going. There's a lot of movement within the 2 of Discs, a lot of activity that's been going on around you, and you've kept that balance. You've made a conscious choice. With these 8s, I mean, strength is number 8 as well. There's 3 8s here. We have this figure 8. It's very much about mastering the mind, and within that, your emotional body as well. So that's very good, Leo. Let's look at the Queen of Cups, please. The beautiful Queen. Beautiful Queen. Leo, Queen of Cups. And this is so you, Leo, like we get the 3 of Cups, celebrating. Yay. But celebrating with those that you care about, friends, family. There's a reason to celebrate here. There's a turnstile, I suppose, that has been overcome. And it's allowed you more independence. We'll get the 9 of Discs coming out. An independent soul in this beautiful garden surrounded by what they value. It doesn't matter what other people value. This is you, Leo. Can we get another one for that? I wasn't really looking at that. 8 of Wands. The speed. Quickening. The quickening. Yeah, it's getting things moving really fast. The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. It's actually quite good from a somewhere in here, or for some Leo out there, this decision to just step back for a moment. Don't be immersed in the roller coaster of emotion. Step back. This is beneficial for you, Leo, on quite a few different levels. We have the beautiful Wheel of Fortune. Maybe some message comes in and it's like, or came to you, like quite unexpectedly, and with it came a sort of gain, material gain. But I don't think it is like that. We get the 7 of Swords coming out. Tricky dicky, the 7 of Swords. It's about our behaviours. I always look at it first and foremost coming from the self. Okay, so what is the 7 speaking of? It speaks of understanding how we go about getting what we want. And is there a level of integrity in that, or is there not? There's also hidden, I say hidden, it's not really hidden in this card, but it feels like it's hidden. A level of shame from the past, levels of humiliation, and not wanting to clearly express one's what one needs and wants, actually, in that 7. That's interesting, right? There's been a rejig of that within you, and it's no big deal. Like the ego is just an the worst thing. I think people do anything to avoid humiliation, and sometimes that can go back a long way, but it's not really relevant anymore, And so we look at our altering responses to particular events or situations that happen to us, and we think, wow, at one given point in time, in my timeline, if we're looking at like a line, which we do, humans, we do, it's 24-hour clock. That maybe years ago, many years ago, or just recently, we would have done things in a different way than what we are choosing to now, Leo, is what I get quite strongly. With that, we get the Queen of Wands coming out. Very fiery, very driven, very confident about what they want and what they need. This seems largely about what is wanted and what is needed for you, and this is what it has been about. And you've had to step back from yourself. I mean, in some ways, being forced, maybe circumstance, situation. To do that, often we do need to be forced. We need to get ourselves in a corner, actually, to look clearly at the Strength card, how we temper the mind, how we tame that beast. Sometimes we do end up in a corner. That's the only way we will do it, because it requires being pretty honest with oneself. So let's get a Brian Froud Pixie and Fairy. For you Leos out there, we get Fairies of the Future. Running with the ball. You're looking really hopeful and optimistic. Looking ahead. And you know what? There's a lot of people that are wanting to be there, that are wanting to support you, Leo. It's quite beautiful. So we get fairies of the future. See the almost transparent two fairies and the rest of the little fairy folk forest. These little figures shimmy down and up and around all sorts of different points in time. They carry, I just get this thing like they carry lessons. Anyway, it's sort of like a template, you know. But the supportive nature of the collective of pixies, this is a celebration. There's a celebration, Leo, here, because you've overcome something quite major. Now, Leo, going to pull one of these cards. I got them on a whim. They're really simple and succinct, and they're about rocks and crystals, which I love. And they've got the 4 directions in there as well, just in case we get lost. Let's see. We have one for Leo. We've got 2. We've got 2 coming out, and I'll read them out for you. Oh, and then we'll get an art oracle card. So yeah, it's an interesting reading, Leo. So, and we do get a direction here. We do get an indication of an element. So we have first and foremost carnelian, which is a beautiful stone. Self-trust, Leo. Relationship rejuvenation. Powers of concentration. Healing from abuse. Now, so that's the beautiful carnelian. It looks very fleshy, doesn't it? Very fiery, ember-like. And then we have the element of fire, which is running through this reading and running through you, no doubt, Leo. We have fire, passionate creation, travel, and courage. I think, excuse my burnt finger, I burnt that. It's a bit revolting, isn't it? Anyway. Courage. I do get a sense that you've needed a lot of courage through here. And so I say, good on you, Leo. Good on you. Now we're going to get one of these art oracle cards. They're quite fun. Largely European and American artists. Visual art. Well, not always, I don't think. Always. Sorry. Leo. We get, wow. Andy Warhol's just escaped under the table. I just grab him. But we actually get the quite incredible Salvador Dali. Salvador Dali. Life, work, and inspiration. Never make an appearance without controversy. Yeah, well, totally. Leo. Hello. Tap the unconscious and pray it isn't boring. Being Dali is inspiration enough. I think Leo, being a Leo at the moment, is inspiration enough too. So I hope you got something out of that reading. Take good care. Enjoy this beautiful moon. I'm looking out here at the sky. We've got a lovely pinky, orangey sky happening. And the sun's just going down. So, ka kite, take care. See you, Leo. Doodle.